Hey ladies, it's Sydney here, back with another video. So I wanted to come on here and show you guys kind of what I'm up to. Right now I'm at Whole Foods, one of the Whole Foods in the Metro Atlanta area. And this particular Whole Foods I am at is a Whole Foods where my ideal target audience exists. So what I'm doing right now is called prospecting, okay? So I'm passing out my flyers, looking for new clients or people I feel like fit the avatar for my business model. And y'all, I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all know my target is professionals. You all will be shocked the amount of professional women that do not exist on social media, okay? So if you're not physically passing out flyers and passing them out effectively, which we could talk about in another video, then you are seriously missing out on a lot of opportunities. Hey y'all, so I'm still out here in these streets searching for clients. And you know, the amazing thing is, y'all, it's been really good. I've only passed out about 4 or 5 flyers, and it's been several hours since I talked to y'all the last time. It's not like I was just out here for 4 hours, you know, but I was, you know, it kind of was choppy because traffic and just different things like that. So I just kind of took a break and did social media stuff. But I want to talk to y'all about why, you know, actually passing out flyers and doing like old school sales in this day and age, to me, gives you the upper hand. Now, obviously, y'all, I've had clients at different levels, of course. I've even had, like, you know, smaller celebrity clientele. But so I feel like I can tell y'all how to reach people in different kind of ways. But I'm going to specifically talk to y'all about professionals, because a lot of people overlook the professional market. And to me, if you're wanting to build a recession-proof business, that is your bread and butter, is a professional market. And when I say professional, I'm talking doctors, I'm talking lawyers, I'm talking pharmaceutical brand reps, I'm talking, of course, the business class, I'm talking you know, politics, political figures and things of that nature, people who work in government. Those are people who are going to have more stability. And I know a lot of people might kind of stray, a lot of younger stylists especially might stray away from that market because you may feel like it stifles your creativity. For me, I personally thrive in this market because I'm creative, but I'm creative in the way that works for a professional clientele. So for me, color is not a big thing for me. I don't feel the need to be doing pinks and greens and highlights and this, and I'm also not big on trends. I like classic looks. So for me, my personality type and my style works well with a professional clientele just naturally. And I said all that to say that's why I'm going to be pretty much when I'm giving you all this information, I'm talking about that market especially. So you all will be shocked at how many housewives, how many doctors, OBGYNs, just different women I've met, you know, passing out my flyers. And even my clients who found me through social media, but maybe through like Yelp and things of that nature. You'd be shocked how many of these women do not exist online. And the reality is, when you're dealing with higher profile people, and I'm not talking about people who just, you know, I'm not just talking about, you know, new money, flashy things. I'm specifically talking about, like I said, that class of people who, you know, it's kind of a risk for them to be on social media. Maybe, you know, it's a publicity thing. Maybe it's, you know, a lot of people like to keep their business and their resources on the low. You'd be shocked how many of those people exist offline. And this is the perfect way to reach those people, because it's an underserved market, you know? So, but the thing about it is, the very real reality is, because of all of these details I just gave you all, because this is such an exclusive market to work with, the reality is everyone will not get the opportunity realistically to work with that market, because they like what they like, they need what they need, and you know, everyone's not going to understand the specific needs of that particular group of people. Does that make sense? So, you know, it'll be things as simple as Sometimes I will follow hairstylists and sometimes I will follow hairstylists, and it's like I'm on their pages and I'm seeing memes that contain profanity. I'm seeing memes that are suggestive and just different things like that. And the unfortunate truth is that's not gonna work when you're trying to work with a very specific clientele. So as lucrative and as solid as working with a market like this can be, it's not going to be for everyone, because everyone is not realistically a good fit for that market. Does that make sense? So I said that to say, y'all, let's talk about how you can actually use flyers as a way to build your business the right way, because it can be a right way to do this, and you could sit up and invest a lot of time into building a clientele that you can't stand, or you can do this in a way that helps you build the clientele that you dreamed of. And see, that's what I'm going to obviously be focusing on, is helping you build the clientele that you may have dreamed of at a certain point. I was sitting here thinking to myself, like, I told myself straight up, every time I leave the house doing this, however large the stack is, I tell myself, you ain't going home till all these flyers pass out. And I'm serious about it, because at the end of the day, y'all, I just I'm having to rebuild my clientele again. And social media for all these years has been so good to me. I've built the bulk of my clientele for most of my career strictly off social media and word of mouth.
Continue on to Roswell Road.
But it comes a time where you got to be proactive. And see, that's the problem. A lot of people don't want to be proactive. A lot of people don't want to be proactive. People expect things to just happen, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna just put out some posts and people gonna come. Okay, no, when you building, until you get to a point where there's gonna come a point in your business where your business will start to feed off of itself. Like, you're gonna have so much momentum that you could kind of take a break. But even when that happens, when your business start having that momentum, that's when you need to go the hardest you need to go, because it's pretty much only gonna get as big as you handle your big break. For example, I had a post go viral a few years ago, and it was like, after the post went viral, I wasn't posting. What I should have done was that I should have been posting like I never posted before, because my page was already blowing up at that time. And it would have been like,
stay in the right 2 lanes.
It would have been like, just
in 5.1 miles, turn left onto Sardis Way.
5.1 miles. It would have just been like, going crazier. So I said all that to say, y'all, you got to go hard. But anyway, because I forgot what I was going to say. So let's talk about how to do this properly, right? So you don't end up with a whole bunch of clients that you don't even like. So what you have to do is, ladies, you have to literally become your ideal client. Now, when it comes to business class, when it comes to attracting a wealthier clientele, and I'm not talking about just like new money, like flashy flash. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about wealth, not rich, wealth. These are people who spend more, they definitely like the finer things, but when it comes to the finer things, they're going to look for a quality product, not just something that's hyped up, right? So you definitely have to be a representative for that. And in order for you to even curate that type of experience, you have to be familiar with that yourself. And I think, what the heck? One thing that really helped me all this time was I started taking myself fine dining. I started taking myself fine dining when I was like 17. I started taking myself to get massages when I was like 17. As soon as I started to make a surplus of income, that's what I did. And I'm not a stranger to luxury, So when you do this, you really want to make sure that you are modeling and mirroring your prospective client. So one thing is, when I go out and I do this, there may be times where I'm coming from the gym and I may try it, and excuse me y'all, this car there may be times when I'm coming from the gym and I'll try it, but it's only sometimes, and honestly that's a hit or miss because it really comes down to how my hair looks. But so number one, I always do this when my hair is, I always try to make sure I do this when my hair is freshly done and enviable, right? Number two is I always try to go out with business casual wear, so I look like a professional myself. And that's reflected in my hair, that's reflected in my makeup, and also how I'm carrying myself. And this is important because when it comes to soliciting flyers and stuff, especially if you live in a major city, you know, people are going to be on edge. People are dealing with panhandlers all the time. You know, especially if you're in a mall setting, people always have somebody trying to come at them and get their money. So you definitely don't want to approach it from that type of situation. You want to come off as a peer. So for example, I only do this at health food stores or high-end grocery stores. I only do this at high-end grocery stores if I'm choosing a grocery store. If I'm going to choose a mall, I'm going to choose a mall that my clients would be at. So for example, let's think about a place like Atlanta. Realistically, my clients are probably not going to be at Lenox Mall, even though it is a higher end mall, because Lenox is a very sketchy, dodgy place these days, right? However, they might be at North Point Mall, they may be at Perimeter Mall, you know, or some type of establishment like that. I rarely do this at a Kroger. I've tried Kroger and it's just like, So when I keep stopping, y'all, it's because I'm stopping places along the way to where I'm going to pass these flyers. So specifically, y'all, if you want to upgrade your clientele, right, and you want the clientele that I speak of, you have to understand this is a slow build. And this is a slow build because you're dealing with people who are going to be more private. They're going to be more aware of where they spend their money. They're going to be aware of who's in their space because they are higher profile, right? So their safety and discretion really
Take a slight right turn onto Roswell Road.
And you're going to especially see this when it comes to trying to pass flyers to this perspective. Oh my goodness, this damn car. It's okay. Y'all with me from the beginning, okay? I'm getting it out the mud. I can't wait to show y'all this car, like, once I upgrade. But so you're dealing with a group of people that is going to be a little bit more cautious, you know, not as quick to just hop on stuff. Because the average person, if they can get a deal, they don't give a damn. If they can get a deal, they don't give a damn. It's not going to be this case with this group of people. This group of people is willing to pay top dollar, but they want to make sure it's quality. So let's get into incidences I just had at the market. So ever so often, I will be rejected. Even as beautiful as I am, as friendly as I am, as clean as I look, because I put all of these things into consideration, people are still going to reject me. Sometimes they may genuinely not be interested. Sometimes people are just on autopilot, so they're just so used to saying no that they do. That actually just happened to me now. I was giving this flyer to this lady and she was like, "Oh, no." And I said, "Okay, thank you." And I always keep it graceful. And she said, "Wait, your hair is beautiful. Your hair is beautiful." And she asked me to come back and she started asking me a bazillion questions about what I do, blah, blah. She said, "You know, I usually don't take these flyers, but I'm going to take yours and I'll be giving you a call, blah, blah, blah." Prior to that, another lady had just rejected me and I just kept it pushing. And you always want to make sure you're graceful, because sometimes it is. I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all it's nothing personal, because sometimes it is personal. It could be your demeanor. It could be your aura. It could be the way you look. That's just a reality. And this is why you want to take the other things I told you into consideration, especially if you're in a city like Atlanta that is, you know, full of hairstylists, or you're in cities where there's a ton of hairstylists. You know, people are being solicited to every single day. But that is the key to doing it on a successful basis is number one, let me go back there. Number one, you got to get familiar with your target audience. You have to become familiar with what it is that they like. You need to become familiar with where they are, what it is that they're doing, because these details are going to help you better communicate the value that you want and can add to their life. Because when it comes to people who have higher income, they're wanting value. They don't care about trying to save $5 on the sew-in or saving $50. They want to know what is it that you're bringing to them that is of value. And you're not going to be able to communicate that to that audience if you don't know how their language.
Turn left, then turn left.
One thing I see a lot of hairstylists do, and I used to do this before I knew better.
In 2.1 miles, turn left onto Sardis Way.
I used to do this too because I didn't know better, is I would do deals. I don't do deals anymore. Like, oh, you get this amount off. The only time I take money off is $10. And that's when my clients bring me a referral, because at that point they deserve it. But I don't do those types of deals because people with money don't care to save money. That's not valuable to them. What they want to hear, instead of, oh, I'm going to give you $50 off, they want to hear, I'm going to add in a hydrating steam exfoliating treatment. They want you to add value, not take it away. So you got to know how to communicate and different things like that. That's going to lower your chances of rejection, because you're also going to be more selective with who it is you solicit to. I don't just give my flyers to any woman in sight who has textured hair. I consider how they dress. I consider how they speak. I consider all of these different things before I go ahead and I make that move. And it really lowers my chances of rejection and things of that nature. So, just left another store.
Proceed to Roswell Road Northeast, then turn left.
So, yes. So, another thing I wanted to talk to y'all about real quick. And, I don't have like a phone stand, so, and I can't drive with my hands full. So let's talk about, like I was saying, this is not going to be, if I was to do all my strategies towards the general audience, y'all will be way more booked. But that's not
At the light, turn left onto Roswell Road Northeast.
That's not my business model or my strategy. I've been doing hair for 10 years now. And, you know, I've already surpassed that phase in my life and in my career. And quality is much more important to me than quantity. So, understand that when you switch your business model to this business model, there are going to be, it's a slower build. For example, I just went to Publix over here. I'm in Buckhead. And, I found there was one prospective client who looked like I wanted to work with her. I selected her and chose her out. Shiznit, saw her out. And,
in 2.2 miles, turn left onto Sardis Way.
She was only one woman, but guess what? That one woman there's a high likelihood, she has a high conversion rate. I'm pretty sure, and y'all got to familiarize yourself with the business terms if you haven't already. The people I'm dealing with, it's a pretty high conversion rate, and it's paid off in my business well. And that lady looked like my ideal client. She looked like she was serious. She was asking the right questions, etc. So that one person matters. So essentially what I'm trying to tell y'all is, don't expect to be booked up. But if your prices are how they should be, if you're priced reasonably, I only took 5 people last week and I made almost $1,000. I made $830 off services alone. That is the way your business needs to be set up. If you want success, that is how you do it, ladies. Almost made $1,000 off 5 people. In order for me to hit that 1,000, all I needed was one more person. So this week, that's what we're gonna do. You see what I'm saying? So if you do things my way, you're gonna love what you do, you're gonna earn more money, and you're gonna be able to service people much better, because you ain't gonna be stressed out from dealing with Kiki and them all day. So I hope that this video was helpful. I know for a fact it was, for those who are serious and listening. And I'm gonna go ahead and get up off here because I need to focus. It's dark, I'm still driving, and I don't want any issues. So I will talk to y'all later. So one of my prospects from today just followed me on Instagram. Usually the people don't follow me, they'll call. But girl, she has a large following, and she's a local realtor. And you see what I'm saying, y'all? Now that's a rare instance because a lot of women don't have the social media, I'm telling you. But and it happens. That actually happened to me before. The girl actually was a hairstylist / personal trainer. So ladies, get out here, get in these streets,